So this combination is using the overhook grip. This might be preferable if you're taller than your partner. There's a couple different benefits of this overhook grip. If I have an overhook, if you train for self-defense, Austin's not going to be able to punch me with his right hand anymore. This is tied up, okay? Not that if I had an underhook, he's not going to be able to punch me hard, but he's got a little bit, can be annoying. But I get this thing tied up, don't have to worry about it. Another nice thing about this overhook grip is if I was ever trying to sweep him to my right, and he starts leaning to his right, where I'm like, I just can't get him to go this way, this arm's already trapped. So I could literally just go and switch my hips, this arm's trapped, from the other side. Some people don't like that motion, but it's an option for you. What I like about this a lot, if we're training with the gi, we grab the collar. I grab this collar and I start to pull this down, I start to control the head a little bit. I want his head down because I want his weight to start coming forward. I want to be able to access his neck. A couple ways you can choke your partner in here. One option is to pull the head down. Slide your thumb on the back of the spine. Give yourself a little bit of space. Don't pull down so tight in the gi that you can't slide your hand in, so I can leave this up a little bit. And by the way, this initial hand doesn't have to be really, really deep. It can be over his chest, doesn't have to be on his carotids. So I can pop this up, slide the thumb inside, make a fist. Do not put your thumb in, grab it loose, loop it over, and then start hurting your thumb and your wrist. When I'm setting a choke, I want to have like I'm doing a knuckle push-up, I want my wrist to be straight. So I can grab here, get nice and strong, I loop it over, and now from here I'm going to start to touch my forearms together, and I'm going to start to put my head towards his head. Okay, so now I'm going to get a good leverage on my choke. Okay, if you feel like your wrist or your thumb are hurting, it might be because I'm too far away. I have to bring this all the way over. So if I go here and I'm kind of squeezing the back of his neck. Your carotid arteries are in the front. Okay, so actually do this from a little different angle. So if I'm doing my choke, I don't want my hand to start on the opposite ear. Now I'm squeezing on the back of his neck. I actually want to be closer to his near side ear. So I'm going to put my thumb usually at the spine, loop it over, touch my forearms together, and now from here I can start to put my weight in. And I'm just going to basically just squeeze. Now this isn't always going to work. So I may start from the back, or I could even just slide my hand inside right here. So if you have some gap here, you can slide your hand palm up, and I can start to work my choke right here. You have the option of going palm down, something called a slap choke. So I can, almost like I'm doing like a chop to the neck, reach down. He's got a little gi available here, so I can do like a chop to the neck, grab with 4 fingers. So it doesn't have to be here, you can just grab with these 4 smaller fingers, grab, and I go here and I can start threatening the choke. Now, if I go for this, he can't defend with his right arm because it's tied up, so he can use his left arm. If he uses his left arm, he can no longer stop the sweep with his hand, which is the way most people stop it. So if I start leaning, I can either get the sweep, or I go for my choke, he defends the choke, I start to go for the sweep, he stops the sweep with his hand. Boom, and now I go back to the choke. So he's got to make a decision between being swept or being choked, as long as he uses his hand to defend. If his weight was further back, and I'm not able to sweep him, that's going to be a little different scenario. Now I can pop up on my knee and start to set up on top. We make him decide between getting swept and getting choked. Another option we have, so I can start to go here. If my partner starts to defend the choke, I can use my hand that was overhooked. I can reach through and grab his gi here. So I've got like a bundle. If it was no gi, I can feed his hand across all the way here. This is a really, really bad position for him because I've got both hands tied up. I've got one hand free. I can pull his head in, sweep, and usually from here, you can get mount or side control. This one, if we're standing, where this came from, I think in wrestling they call it a bundle, is this side. I have my overhook. I'm controlling right here, like if we were striking, I'd be firing the knee. He brings his arm in to defend the knees, and I'm just going to feed this across. And now from here, we can step in. We've got a harai gauche, where I toss him this way. Really bad fall, because you can't break fall. So if you fall on him, all your body weight goes on his ribs. So this is where this came from. So I get my overhook. I got the threat of a choke either coming from the front side of the neck, or I can bring it from around the back. It's going to be a little slower, but a little stronger. If he defends the choke, I can either sweep him, boom. If he stops the sweep with his hand, boom, I go back to my choke. Okay, I can also start to feed his hand through here. I can get the sweep. Okay, now the last thing is we can attack the arm. So I've got his arm threatening the choke. If all else is failing, I can fall back. So I can start to separate my head from his head, Okay, one thing I can do, grab his wrist and just punch it into his stomach, bring my knee to my chest, and now we fall into a triangle. Reminder, when you're doing a triangle, if your left leg's on the neck, put your left hip on the floor. If I'm flat on my back, it's not wrong, less leverage. If I'm on the wrong hip, so left leg on the neck, I go on my right hip, actually change the angle, you'll be able to see my hip position. Completely opens up the pressure in the far carotid. So I might be hitting his near carotid, I'm on the wrong hip, there's nothing here. Okay, you'll see when I go flat, his shoulder just came to hit his own carotid. If I go on the correct hip, so left leg in the neck, go on the left hip, now you can see when I bring my knee forward, it's actually squeezing his, one right here. And now we've got a really strong control. Okay, so one more time. So I'll get my overhook. I can threaten with the choke, I can threaten with the sweep. I can also just punch this in, separate my head from his head, bring my knees to my chest as I fall back, throw my leg over. If you're not on the correct hip, I'm just going to rotate a little bit because my left foot is on his hip. So I'm just rotating. I'm right here. Even if I don't have the arm all the way across, this is how you're supposed to have a triangle. You can get great pressure by being on the correct hip with the arm on the, quote, wrong side. Okay? So, this is the foot right here that I can use this to shift myself into position. My knee comes forward, I'm right here.